Do you ever feel like life is beating you down? No matter how hard you fight it, you keep finding yourself face down in the dirt. If that's the case, believe it or not, you are fortunate. Watch this video and I will explain exactly why. My name is Gwethan, I'm the founder of Hendrick. Our mission is to share wisdom to improve lives. If you haven't already checked out our online entrepreneurship school for people in the creative industry, please go and have a look. It's in the link in the description below and it's free for the next week. This will be the last time that you can get free lifetime access to our leading product. So in this video, I'm going to teach about the learnings from two books that have honestly changed my life. They're called Inside the Tornado and The Attacker's Advantage. Inside the Tornado talks all about how embracing chaos is really the best thing you can do, and to keep fighting while everybody else around you that is in your position would be on the floor, dead, is honestly the most powerful move you will ever make. It also focuses on the core customer, staying dialed into your specific niche, which in business is one of the most essential things that you could do, and honestly this is what I'm currently struggling with. So with my comeback to YouTube, I wanted to focus on entrepreneurship within the music industry and kind of like still incorporate the self-development videos but kind of like blend them into that niche, and as you can probably see, I've not really done a great job of that. So for the minute I'm just trial and erroring all of these different video ideas. Essentially, I'm struggling to focus on the core customers, which after reading this book has really made me realize that's where my biggest pitfall is right now. I'm not niching in, and that's what I will be doing moving forward. And this is where the attacker's advantage comes in. It's all about doubling down when things get tough and overcoming limiting beliefs, which if you want to be successful as a creator, these are fundamental. The problem is, as I've mentioned in these previous videos, we all create limiting beliefs within ourselves. Today, I recorded the first episode of the Hendrick podcast, and myself and the guest, we came onto this topic. We were both saying how one of our biggest pitfalls is when, say, networking or when opportunities arrive, we create limiting beliefs in our head, which then means we don't push forward and seize the opportunity. What we discussed was that we all create these narratives within our head, and they're like cages. The greatest cage of human beings is our mind, and when you can overcome all of these thoughts that come when you're facing hardship and when you're struggling and when you're just fighting the world, when you beat these thoughts that are trying to wear you down and trying to suck the life out of you, you come back so much stronger and you really realize that anything you want to do is possible. I know it sounds so cliche. If you really can just manifest and then work towards the vision in your head and you really commit yourself to it, genuinely, within reason obviously, all of your dreams are possible. Here's the thing, right? Diamonds are only created under pressure, and there's always gold buried in the blue. You want to, just become the best possible version of yourself. You have to go through real struggle. This is what I was covering in my previous video, Change is Warfare. You really have to fight these battles in order to reach where you want to get to. It's just part of the process. This quote that is the title of this video was said by First Man, and honestly, I just resonated so much with it. It reads, "Life will beat the shit out of you, but then it will get bored." What he's saying in this quote is, if you can tolerate stress for an extended amount of time, you will win. Life will keep beating the shit out of you. The universe will say to itself, hang on, this guy, this girl, they really want this. They are really serious about this. And then after you've gone through years of hardship and torment and struggle, you will be rewarded. Also, a phrase that my nan said to me the other day was, you will be rewarded in heaven. While I'm not talking about heaven as in the afterlife sense, heaven is where you want to go once you've gone through all of this struggle. And while it feels like a 20-ton weight is constantly dragging you down, and that's part of the process, because to be up here, to be where you want to be, you have to be a certain kind of person. You have to be a grown person, a developed person. As I covered in the previous video, the only way to go through that is to literally go to war with yourself, right? Again, coming back to the podcast guest that I spoke to earlier, he's been doing this for 10 years and he's my age. So he started this when he was 13. Imagine putting yourself out into the public in year 8 of school when you're 13 years old. Imagine all of the backlash and the criticism that you're going to face. At the time, it's going to seem like horrible. It's just going to be nasty. And so many people, the majority of people at this point would either not do it or they would give up. But this guest, he did not do that. He powered through it and now he's greatly successful today. I really admire how far he's come. The thing is, if you sit there and listen to people say how what you're doing won't work and how, in their opinion, this shouldn't happen or you shouldn't do this or you'll never get this, you're never going to do anything. You're never going to achieve anything, because the reality is only a minority of people can get to the top 1% of any niche, right? And that's why so many people doubt you. They might not do it in a spiteful way or in a jealous way. They might just do it simply because you have to remember 99% of the population have limiting beliefs within themselves that it's not possible to reach where you want to go. It all comes back to what these books are saying. It all comes down to your limiting beliefs. And that's why so many of the people around you, even though they're not doing it in a malicious way, they have these limiting beliefs, which are subconscious, by the way. So they don't even really see it in the way that I'm talking about. They have these beliefs so that they don't mean to doubt you. They almost feel scared for you. They worry for you because something that you're committing your life to, they genuinely don't believe it's possible, if that makes sense. So it's not that they're being malicious or they're trying to drag you down. It's genuinely that they just don't see it in the way that someone like you or I does. And that's what separates the people who win and the people that don't. The people who win can listen to all of these people saying all of these words, and they just don't give a fuck. They do it anyway, and they just keep pushing forward, working on their tunnel vision goal, and they don't let these outside voices affect their inside voice, because ultimately our brains, like I mentioned in a previous video again, they're like sponges, right? And if you fill your sponge with nice, clean, pure water, the output when you squeeze that sponge, it's going to be nice, clean water, right? But say you fill the sponge with just dirty, grimy, poisonous water, effectively. When you squeeze that sponge and drain it out, the output of that is all, again, going to be negative traits that you just don't want to be putting into your work. Ultimately, it's a game of who dares wins. If you genuinely want something bad enough, you can have it. It's freely there. We literally live in the most advanced time, unless you want to go into conspiracy theories about advanced civilizations that existed tens of thousands of years ago, which, by the way, I do really believe in. We live in the most advanced time that we have ever been, and opportunities are endless. Money is everywhere in the world. You just have to find the people that are willing to give it to you for your product or service, or even your entertainment, essentially. Especially with the internet, you don't even need a camera like this to make amazing content. I think how many people go huge on TikTok from simply uploading videos from their phones. So many. If we genuinely want to pursue a craft or a goal, we can easily do it with the tools that we already have. And that's the thing. People just trick themselves into thinking that they can't do it, but realistically that's just not the case. It's never the case. There's a phrase which is commonly used in the investing world, right? It reads, be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when others are greedy. It applies to more than just finance. If you do the thing that so many people don't believe to be possible, so many people are scared of doing, you will dominate in any field because there's just a lot less competition. If when the markets are crashing and everyone is panic selling, and then you become greedy and you buy in all of these crazy low prices, well, guess what? The bottom's going to come pretty soon and the prices are going to increase. Whereas if the cryptocurrencies are skyrocketing and people are getting greedy and greedy and greedy, and they're buying in at these high prices, and then the price collapses and they lose everything. I've been there myself. You being greedy when they were fearful at the bottom, and then being fearful at the top and selling when these people are buying, puts you into a serious advantage. You know, uploading videos of myself every day makes me uncomfortable. I have so many fears and so many doubts about what I do and where I want to go that it could cripple me. It could put me off of this path. I have all of these fears and doubts with what I do and that I can't make it. But the thing is, the greatest fear for me in life is not becoming who I know that I can become. I just know that I have so much potential to achieve what I want to achieve, and I also have such a great fear about not achieving that, and that is what constantly drives me forward day in and day out. While I don't have any actionable steps in this video of what you can do other than what I've pretty much covered in every video in the last couple of weeks, which is basically shut off the outside noise and listen to nobody but yourself and analyze your fears, analyze your doubts, and think why you really have this. You're scared of change, and I don't blame you for being scared, because you're taught to be scared by the majority of people that don't comprehend your belief system. But trust me, if you are wired this way, if you genuinely have convinced yourself in almost a delusional sense that you can achieve what you want, you might be a black sheep, you might stand out from the crowd, you might not fit in, but guess what? You're going to achieve what you're working towards. You are going to have the dreams come true, but obviously that comes with a lot of commitment, a lot of sacrifice, and a lot of work. But if you're this far into the video and you're still watching, trust me, you can achieve that, especially if you join my entrepreneurship school, Hendrick Academy. We basically are going to teach creatives who want to build a business in their niche. We're going to teach you how to make a business plan, how to start making money, and how to scale it up. If you join in the next week, it's completely free for life. You'll get free lifetime access, no strings attached. And from then, it's going to be a paid monthly subscription. I highly recommend that you check it out. So other than what I've just mentioned, if you're going to take anything from this video, please let it be what I'm about to say. Success comes down to 3 things. It's all about resilience, stress tolerance, and acting despite of fear. Doubling down when things get tough separates the winners from the losers. And listening to outside voices, as well as your own internal limiting voices, is going to do nothing but set you back. Unless you've got a genuine supportive network of people that are only pushing you to drive you forward, which if you do, you are so lucky. Obviously listen to these people because they will change your life like there's nothing else. But all of these people that don't necessarily fit into that category, maybe just be a bit wary of what they say and how you respond to it. Because remember, if somebody isn't in a position where you want to be and they give you advice, you don't have to take it on board, really. I would really just take a step back and, take it with a pinch of salt. And finally, if you're going to remember anything from this video, let it be this one line. Those who persist, even when life beats them down, will be the ones who succeed. My name is Gweth, and you are amazing, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.